Yeah.
Immigration, what are you going to do at the border?
First of all, we're not going to put kids in cages. We're not going to deport their moms back to the very countries from which they fled. We're going to do everything within our power to reunite those families who have been separated. We'll honor our asylum laws, and then we'll rewrite our immigration laws in our own image. Free a million dreamers from any future fear of deportation by making them U.S. citizens in this, their true home country. Lift the visa caps so more people can reunite with family, work jobs that we cannot find employees for here in this country, and make sure that our laws match our values and the reality on the ground here in New York and back home in El Paso and every community in between.
Where are you on the abolishing ICE issue?
We should not abolish ICE, but we should abolish some of these internal enforcement practices in this administration, and though it pains some of us Democrats to talk about it, in the last administration, where in 1 year you saw 400,000 removals, families broken up, folks who'd been here working some of the toughest jobs we can imagine, and going back to a country they had not seen in decades. So we need to change that to focus on those who pose a violent threat or risk to us and our communities, and otherwise folks who are contributing to the success and safety of this country. They should be able to stay here, come out of the shadows, register with their government, and be able to contribute even more to our success.
Okay. I just want to push back on this a little bit. You said recently you would absolutely take the wall down around El Paso, but walls or not, we are seeing historic highs in asylum claims, so many that are overwhelming the border system and can't be processed. So I just want to know, is your view that we should just accept anyone into our country who claims asylum, even if they aren't under a direct threat? And if that's your view, why do we even have a border?
Yeah. So, as you know, Amy and I are raising our kids in El Paso, connected with Ciudad Juarez, the largest binational community in the hemisphere, the defining border experience. No one cares more about border security than those of us who live there. But when we think about those who made that 2,000-mile journey, fleeing the deadliest countries on the face of the planet, doing what we would all do faced with the same decision, no wall, no militarization, no cages, no cruelty is going to address that. The way to handle this is to invest in violence reduction in the Northern Triangle of Central America, to honor our asylum laws, which this president is absolutely refusing to do. And if we really care about border security, treating everybody with the dignity and respect inherent to them that they deserve as human beings, and making sure that we change our immigration laws to reflect our values. That's how El Paso has become one of the safest cities. It is not despite, it is because we are a city of immigrants, and we don't tolerate, but we embrace our differences in El Paso. I think that's the way that we have to go forward.
Do you think we are a nation of borders, though?
Yes, we are a nation of laws. That border must be respected. What I know from talking to and listening to Border Patrol agents is that those families, those kids, 3-year-old child showed up in a cornfield outside of Brownsville, Texas, with a phone number and permanent marker on his shoe. They're turning themselves in. They're arresting themselves. They're not fleeing detection. They just want to come to a country and follow our own asylum laws. This president is turning them away at the legal ports of entry, forcing them to cross in between those ports of entry. Not only do those walls not manage this situation, they also contribute to death and suffering. Thousands of immigrants and asylum seekers have died as we have built out more walls and fences, pushing them into ever more remote stretches of the U.S.-Mexico border. This cannot be our legacy. This is not the United States, a country of immigrants, asylum seekers, and refugees. We can be better than that.